Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to talk about a few of the important methods of promises in JavaScript. So first of all, we're going to talk about Promise.all method in JavaScript, and also we're going to talk about Promise.any method, and also we're going to talk about Promise.race method. So these are the methods that are used to handle multiple asynchronous operations concurrently, and all of the three methods take one array as input containing multiple promises. So let's just talk about each one of them one by one. So here you can see we have the Promise.1 and Promise.2, and both of these promises resolve with the string. So first of all, let's call the all method. So we have to write Promise.all. So this method takes one array containing multiple promises. So we're gonna pass Promise.1, Promise.2, and it returns one single promise. So we're gonna write dot then. So this return promise resolves when all of the input promises resolves, but if any of them rejects, then we have to use the catch method. So the method waits for all of these promises to resolve, and when it resolves, so it returns one array containing all of those resolved values. So we're simply gonna console log those values, but whenever any of the promises reject, in that case the catch will execute with the error. So we're gonna simply console log the error. Now here in this case, because both of the promises are resolving to a value, so in that case it will return one array containing all of those resolved values. So if you run this, so you can see we are getting one array containing the resolved values Promise.1 and Promise.2, but suppose one of them rejected. So if we make Promise.2 as reject, now if we run this, so you can see in that case the catch is executing because only the Promise.2 is rejecting, so we're getting Promise.2 on the console. So let's now talk about the any method. So the any method is just the opposite of the all method. Here also it takes multiple promises as input, but the any method waits until any of the promises resolves. Then it resolves with the value of the first promise, but if all of the promises reject, in that case it rejects with an aggregate error. So here in this example, because the Promise.1 is resolving, so we should get Promise.1 on the console because that is the only promise that is resolving. But if we also make that reject, in that case because all of the promises are rejecting, so we should get this aggregate error with this message which contains all of the promises that are rejecting. So next we have the race method. So the race method also takes multiple promise as input, and it resolves or rejects as soon as one of the promise in the input resolves or reject. So this method will return the first promise that resolves or rejects. So it's all about the delay. Promise.1 has 1 second of delay and Promise.2 has 2 seconds of delay. So because the Promise.1 will be executed fast, so we should get Promise.1 on the console. So you can see we have this output. But if we make the Promise.2 with 500 milliseconds, so in this case we should get Promise.2 on the console. So the race method is all about the promise that executes fast. So this is the way we can use the all method, any method, and the race method in the promises of JavaScript. So hope you understand the concept. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.